with the circus mind running around. Lies, zebras, moonbeams, and fairy tales. It's all she ever thought about. I never knew the lyrics to this song. I never read them. With the wind, when I'm sad, she comes to me. With 1,000 smiles, you know she sets me free. It's alright, you know it's alright. Take anything you want from me. What? Do I get into your spot, honey bear? My shit's stuck. I just started getting rapid fire epiphanies and thought I'd document them on here instead. I don't like typing. I know the day they took my pressure washer. I'm hyper vigilant. I know the day that it was, and it was a combination between my landlord's stupid cousin that they get to do shit because they don't want to spend money to hire someone that knows what they're doing, and the plumber because they actually broke a lock and came through the side gate. So they had no reason to be over there. And based on that lie, I put it together because I'm not a dummy. People play me for a fool. People play me for a fool every fucking day. Every day that I go out. I don't get played for a fool when I stay at home. And my necklace broke. My turtle necklace broke. That's kind of a blah. Well, the string broke because they put it on a thread and they put little wax on it, but that don't make the thread strong enough for a Heyoka to wear it. So I can't wear weak things. I can't be around weak things. I can't be around things that are fragile because they break. They just crumble in my proximity. So I got my anchor on instead with the parachute cord. I found this, so I lost my pressure washer, but I got this back. My social distortion sweatshirt. This is my favorite hoodie. I loved how much I loved social distortion when I was a kid. But then they grew up and they sold out. And so their spirit, they evolved into something that I could no longer follow. I couldn't rationalize anymore. I saw them at SoCo. SoCo Hall in Omaha don't exist anymore. Ranch Bowl in Omaha don't exist anymore. So the Omaha that I knew, it don't exist no more. So this is the back of it. I wonder if I could find another one. 30 years of underground rock and roll, and it was this concert. I got the hoodie, but I don't like them no more. They had 5 opening bands. By the time they came on the stage, I was ready to go home, go to bed, go to work the next day. Girls were gyrating against me and then vomiting. Like, I mean, it was just so bizarre. I was like, that was one of the last live shows I ever went to. But I saw enough shows in my life. I don't need to go to the show. I could just remember the show. So, people are starting to figure a lot of stuff out. They're starting to figure out whether they want to live a truthful life or the life of a lie. And you have the contrived reality, which pays its supporting actors, which is agency. Be the person we want you to be, and we will pay you. And look at all the people that have to sway so far away from who God wanted them to be. Good orderly direction. Help your fellow beings. Because I don't like saying man. And human is just misleading because we're figuring out who the blue bloods are. Are you figuring out who the blue bloods are, the Nephilim lineage? You ever notice that when you look at veins, it's not red. They say that as soon as it hits oxygen, it turns red. I never believed in what they say. Look at my veins. I'm going to show you my veins real quick. You can see my veins. I actually had a phlebotomist one time look at my veins and like shudder. And I was like, and it occurred to me, I'm like, dude, my veins are a junkie's wet dream, is what my veins are. So you can see my veins. They're plump. They pop out because I'm properly highlighted. And they're very voluptuous. I'm a very healthy person. How is it that I'm so healthy at the age that I am? Because not every person on this planet is a human. Or is a being that they categorize as human. Sure, we have thumbs. Everybody has these mislead people. Everybody says, oh, there's a thumb, they're human. What if somebody loses their thumb in a woodworking accident? Is all their humanity held in a thumb? We are just taught to follow everyone else. Remember that well, it's coming back around again because it's almost that loop. It's almost that time where the temperature reaches cue Santa Claus. First comes fall, and then they'll do the fall, the Halloween stuff. I'm not into holidays at all. When people are, I probably ain't gonna be into what they're into either. So I had me be reindeer when I was a little kid. They put makeup on my nose. That was probably the beginning of my lipstick lesbian age. I had my first crush on a girl named Brooke. I was 3 years old. I was like, wow, she's really pretty. What kind of 3-year-old thinks like that? Is cognizant enough to be like, hey, baby, want to go do what they do on days of our lives? Want to go act it out? So they put lipstick on my nose and they had me be Rudolph. And as I've gotten older, I've remembered that. And I keep thinking, and I have reference to that as far as like, man, they had to put a white dude in a sled and 8 other reindeer to wrangle that guy. Like, that's how many people it took to hold back Rudolph. They had to strap him down. They wouldn't let Rudolph be free. You see? Rudolph should be a free reindeer. Rudolph shouldn't be perpetuating the ideologies of made-up religions and psyop. Santa's a psyop. And it's that time of year. I mean, are they still using it? Are they still telling all these barmen that are gathering in large groups to do destructive things? Like, what are with these street takeovers? Can somebody explain the street takeover? Like, I'm going to get in a car and I'm going to go point it at people because I've been playing GTA for so long. I want to live this shit now. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Because parents have kids to be pets, and then their pets have their own free will, and they're going out, I'm going to do everything opposite what my mommy and daddy tell me. My mommy and daddy, they tell me to be good. I'm not going to be good. I'm going to do what I want to do. Because they watch their parents, that's what they do, is their parents just go around and do whatever they want to do. They don't ever discipline themselves, and then their children, their offspring, all that is good and bad within them, the product of everything that's good and bad in two people is put in one person, and then the person that is rearing the child doesn't want to be held accountable for the character defects in the child, so it allows it. It allows their behavior to be okay in the child. And then the child goes around, does whatever it wants because it sees mom and dad do whatever they want. So why can't I? And now look at society. We live in this contrived reality that most people don't even know that they're following along with. And then us that do are just stuck in their rivers of suck. I don't like baseball. I don't like sports. Therefore, everybody that likes sports, they don't like me because I go against what they want to do when they would rather do that. And to me, that is nothing. When people gather and sit and do unproductive things, we get more earthquakes. When people have their, big old huge yachts, there's more tsunamis. The more greed that people use with their free will, the more the rest of us have to deal with the collateral damage of all of this destruction that is happening around the planet. I was reminded today, one time, they don't think that tornadoes. I'm Heyoka. I'm different levels of awkward. We are not earthly people. Holy. We are of the earth. We are for the earth, not of the earth. We live more in the tangibles. We stay calm so weather doesn't transpire. That's what we do. Twice I have been in 90 plus wind speeds. One time I was at Wichita Falls. It was 2001. I had been drinking. When I drink, I do whatever I want. When I drink alcohol, I am completely free because I allow demons in me to run the show and then I can't be held responsible for anything that I do under the guides of spirits because it wasn't me, man. I was drunk, right? That's a legal defense, isn't it? I was under the influence of something else. Why would you turn over the influence of your spirit to something else? Oh, because it's fun. I just, just letting off steam and stuff. And so, the first time I snuck out a window of my dorm room in Wichita Falls, Texas. Boy, they could have kicked me out. They wanted me to stay in. All the reasons they tried to come up with to kick me out, and then I gave them other reasons, and then he didn't catch me then. So I stuck out the window because it was we weren't even in our rooms. Everybody was in the hallway with mattresses lining up in the hallway because there's tornadoes in proximity. Oh, you know what? You see things in me that you don't like about yourself. See, you see in me that, look, she sounds crazy, but she's still done more than I ever will do in my whole entire life. Well, how many kids you got? How many kids you got? And what productivity do they see? I'm a creator. I create things that add to this world, and then people have kids that create destruction, so they didn't absolve the demons within themselves because they procreated it and they didn't teach it discipline. And now we have a bunch of kids everywhere just crazy. Seek help. I did and help didn't come. That's what my whole point is. That's why I'm sorry for my service, because I was a part of the military that everybody's crying for because their shit's coming up out of their toilet now, because that's what you get for killing people in places you have no business. We should be taking care of people in the USA, not seeing the world so much, I'd say. Poser alert! The poser in me recognizes the poser in that broad. As I was. So, they don't give these away for Mothers of the Year. I haven't heard nobody get Mother of the Year in a long time, so, you know, not a contender. Just people are not contenders. At least I go into other people's chats and I say things like, why are you complaining about how the world is? You're from France. If you don't like how the United States is done, go fix your native land. I mean, if everybody's all, I don't care either way. I just think it's all sillier. I don't land on topics. I don't join groups. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in religion. I believe in when you see somebody that needs to be taken care of, that's hurting, you help them feel better because they are going to cause harm to other people if you don't. And we live in a society where that is predominantly evident. We have a bunch of people without souls going around saying they should have made better choices. They should have made better choices. How many times have I heard that? But they don't make any sense. Like I don't have a relationship with people in my family. I tried to be everything that they wanted me to be, and then I'd become to that person and they still wouldn't like me, and then they would ask me to modify my behavior, and then I started picking up the patterns, and I don't want to play that game anymore, so I don't have a brother. I have a guy that I was a womb-mate with that me and Mom came out of the same incubator, and he makes a lot of money, and I wipe Mom's ass. And that's the world we live in. And he's a lawyer, and he's with the program, and I'm adamantly against it. He has benefits in life that I am not accessible to. He is safe in his gated community. I get my pressure washer stolen from people that I was kind to on my property. That's the thing, is like, I'd rather people think I was scary and stay away. I'm gonna get a gun. I'm gonna get a gun. I'm gonna quit doing cannabis altogether so I can get my firearm. I'm gonna get my gun. I'm already marksman. I already hit my target. I don't shoot to kill though, but you know, I'm gonna watch you hobble out because you're gonna have 2 holes in your feet. You're probably gonna wish I would have aimed, you know, but now you got to deal with rehabilitation. Now you got to deal with the medical system. Now you have to never forever remember what you did, what happened to you because you stole from me. But I don't have to do none of that stuff. That's just me talking. Because I have a higher power. I have a God. I have a creator that says you just keep helping people in your community and I'll make sure that the sea is parted for you and that not too much hardship comes to you. I did these, I get a lot of exercise stuff across my FYP. I've been active for a long time. It's what, you got to show creator you want to be on this earth, and then, you know, paths are given. And so every day I pick up my weights. Sometimes I have off days or down days or whatever, because you got to let your muscles relax. So you got to take days where you don't lift weights and then let them relax and then hit them real good. Surprise them, shocking all the old muscles. And so I get a lot of workouts, but I have bad lower back. I have degenerative arthritis in my spine. I got holes in my brain from trauma and stress. I made falling apart look good. And so this guy did these exercises that I haven't done since I was a kid because my hip pops because of what happened when I was a 10-month-old baby. You know, because when you're on automatic pilot, you're just going around planet Earth chasing sensations. Dudes, will put it in anything. Yeah. Couches, vacuum cleaners. I mean, they talk about it on TV, and then I have a brother, and then you walk in on stuff. You know, so it's like, wait a minute. They say on TV what people are doing in real life, and then the people in real life are saying things like, you didn't see that, I'm going to gaslight you. That only happens on TV. People don't do that, but people write scripts based on what people do in real life. That's why I say Hollywood and DC are the same. They're the same. They're both groups of rich, powerful, induced people. Their power is induced by other people that give them the power, and then they run with it. And then me, 10-month-old baby, some dude comes along, says, I want to put it here, my hip pops, and then I got a bad back. But I should have had a bunch of kids, because, you know, men solve all the problem of life. Anyway, so I did these butterfly kick exercises this morning, and my pelvis feels better than it has in a long time. So I feel like my exercise routine is expanding, which is good and bad at the same time, because I don't like doing stuff every day. I don't like routines. The idea of a routine, of doing the same thing day in and day out, like marriage sounds like a nightmare to me. Be forever committed to something, that I can do. But like a legal binding contract that says, well, that stuff's silly. And I'm ordained, so if you want to get married, feel free to come on out to Taos like House. New Mexico, got to the John Dunn Bridge, someplace nice. You know, you give me $100 and I'll walk up the street and give it to Bonnie on the street. You know what I mean? Because whatever I get that people give me, I give back to my community in a way that that generations of people that have live here would never ever have the capacity to do. Because everything that they do here, they do for money. Because ski season's coming. They want to go wee downhill. Wee down a hill. Rinse, repeat, wee down a hill. And they're all worried about water. You know how much Taos Ski Valley uses to make water? Or to make fake snow? How much water to use to make fake snow? You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So they don't even let it trickle down, because they use it to make, and they contaminate it with their chemicals that they use to make the fake snow. But that's fun, so it's okay, right? Could someone please make me a list in life of all the things that are okay and all the things that aren't? Because I was told when I was a little kid, thou shalt not kill. Don't kill nobody. You don't put your hands on anybody, so therefore, you know. And then they're like, oh wait, you don't put hands on, we keep your hands to yourself. We'll just create this bomb. We'll just make this bomb. We'll make this bomb, and then we don't know, we're not putting a face to all the people that we kill. You know how many times the United States of America bombed itself with atom bombs? They don't want anybody else to have an atom bomb. Iran, you can't have an atom bomb. Hey, what's up? Iran can't have an atom bomb. We bombed ourselves 1,054 times. 1,054 times. The United States bombed itself by, in fact, testing a nuclear bomb on the soil of New Mexico. And also Nevada as well. Let's not leave California out. So, who can't have bombs? This world is a joke, man. It's a joke. And they don't like contrarians. That's not a nice thing to say. Why would you come on somebody's channel? I'm going to go to your channel and say, and look at your videos that you don't make, because I'm sure your content is next to zero. Because zero content always says things like that. There's nothing about me that's scary. I'm a passionate person. As a matter of fact, my horoscope today, it says your hunger for intensity scares people who mistake passion for instability. So go get off my channel, go back out, figure out what stability is for you, and then you can come back and be all secure in my world. Okay? Okay. Thanks. Be well. Bye-bye. Stop dimming yourself to make others comfortable. Okay, I will. Channel that destructive edge into dismantling what no longer serves you. Posers! Posers can do nothing for me. Posers to me are NPC. Interchangeable. Same thing. Channel that. Okay, so then build something magnificent from its wreckage. The headliner, it says, fuse your taste for life with your taste for destruction. That's the thing that people don't understand, is I have the taste for destruction. I just am in recovery. When I want destruction, I drink. So when I have the taste of destruction, I will go out and I will get wasted, and then I will waste the land around me. I don't drink anymore. When I was growing up, I loved my brother so much. I looked up to the guy, and then it took me a long time. It took me 50 years to figure out that he hated me, and he never liked me. And he was just acting like what he saw on TV supported brothers do. Jerry, or his brother, or his friends without siblings would correct him and be like, Jerry, don't you think you should be nicer to your sister? And then he would act nicer. But he hated me, so he would be more cruel, but he didn't want his friends to think that he was a cruel guy, so they do it in secret. Because when people act like they're really, really nice and good all the time, they have a taste for destruction. And when they drink, they enable themselves to act that out. And ways that you can cause damage and harm is doing weird shit to kids. Making kids grow up too fast, essentially. Trying to make I was an old soul. So they want to disassociate the spirit, so when it comes, that's why they do childhood trauma. They want to disassociate your body, so when you come back, you're more advanced, you have more knowing, and then you'll want to chase those desires more that you felt when you were out in the ethers, because there's a lot of inhuman things on this planet with opposable thumbs. Yeah. My whole father's side is those. I'm like, dude, like, he's a poster boy for these Nephilim. Like, the bloodline of my family is like all these people that are creating all this grossness in the world. And I was a part of it when I got to go to Crete. It's like paid vacation, only we're killing people and getting paid tax duty fruity pay. See, most people are related to nobody important. They're the people they feed off of. My whole FYP was like light bulbs today, like the whole Cain and Abel cannibal thing. People not keeping their soul sacks clean, their vessels, and then that allows negativity, these feelings and emotions that are recorded on the Hawkins scale to come in and create hell on earth. This is the Hawkins scale, in case you don't know what this is, a scale of consciousness. So most people are down here. I think this should be replaced for authenticity, because this is a word that people use for manipulation. So most people are down here because they make up stories. And then people hear the stories and go, oh my goodness, that's so scary. You think that's scary? One of those ladies, or she was an admin assistant. You know that Melissa Cassay, I can't say the last. I can't say the last name is. That chick that got taken off the road. You should see the local chats for that. There was no projectile found in her brain. She didn't have no gun. She never carried a gun. She went hunting with her family, but she didn't have no guns. I mean, she was found where only horses are. It's it all adds up, and they think that because they don't want to get caught, that they're never going to get caught. That's what they think. They think all their friends are going to cover for them. What they find out is, oh my God, if this guy is going to do this to his own wife, yeah, I ain't nobody to him. I figured that out a long time ago. If my brother is going to pin me to the ground and slam me into the ground, and where my almost crack, if I wasn't an Aries, if I was a Pisces, probably would have cracked my egg right open. Well, I defended myself because I've been defending myself against men that said, I'm here to help you. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to, you know, You know what? Here's a fun fact. 1 in 5 need a little blue pill to be a man. Yep. You know where I learned how dudes in the military, dudes are gross, is from when I was in the military, because I got quite the education. I get the education I get, I don't necessarily want to have. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. I was just in the room when the guy started talking about, do you know what pegging is? Well, as a matter of fact, I do not know what pegging is. Sometimes I have my wife put on one of these contraptions and then do me. And I'm like, well, you really don't look like a guy that would do something like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this knowledge, and when I go out in the world and I see all these guys and I think they would never do something like that, I'm going to remind you, old Nickers. I'm going to remember you, Nick. I'm going to remember you, the guy that taught me that dudes that don't look like they're into that are into that. So thank you, Nick, protector of the free world alongside me. That was a weird time. That was Fairbanks, Alaska. That's where that happened. My life is just full of crazy stories of things that they say that we ask for everything that we encounter. Specifically, no. I do recognize that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And there's this guy that I came across yesterday. I posted his 20-minute talk in my community section in here, and he said, which I say in different ways, is I need to hear somebody say his name because I don't know how to pronounce. It's this guy. Ooh. Itzva Bintov, a 1978 interview by Hubert Jessup. And he said this quote, or somebody wrote a quote that he said, the soul is the repository of information we gather during life. And I would concur. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out.